Good morning or afternoon or evening, everybody. This is going to be a little bit different of a video. I know I haven't recorded in a long time, and pardon the kind of, let me see if I can fix that. Let's see. Nah, that's about as good as it's going to get. Sorry. I took my car in to get some work done, and they took my cell phone mount down, and it won't go back up, but that's okay. So I wanted to kind of go over an epiphany of sorts that I had the other day. I'm 38, about to be 39 years old next month, and I've done very little in life which could be construed as successful, socially successful. I've been a drug addict for most of my adult life. It's only the past 5 or so years that I've really cleaned up my act in that department. And so I'm broke most of the time. And thusly, my parents and my whole family see me as a failure. And so, of course, I see myself as a failure, or I have, because, you kind of become that which is reflected back at you in a weird feedback loop sort of way. However, I've been really successful in everything that I do. I was a really good drug addict, I'm still alive, first of all. I'm still alive. I really didn't have too much legal trouble. Never really overdosed. I was really successful. And it caused this kind of schism in my mind where I stopped being able to see myself as a failure. And that took away a lot of excuses that I have, because I'm really good at shit that I try to do. For instance, right after cleaning my act up, I ended up getting 50-50 because of my own actions. 50-50 custody of my children, because I did everything I had to. So I'm not really a failure as it seems every time I speak to somebody who cares about me. The reason this came about is I was talking to my parents, and I just received a scholarship to get my real estate license, blah, blah, blah. Not a big deal, but it's a step in a good direction and something that I'm going to be really good at, which is good, which is great. But the general reaction that my family had was one of, oh, okay, great. But they didn't take into account, the fact that, I have not succeeded at anything that they'd like me to succeed at, but I've succeeded at everything that I wanted to succeed at. Was it good stuff? No, not at all. If I could go back and do it all again, I'd definitely make some changes, but I can't. And however, what's going to hold me back from succeeding more than anything is thinking that I was am a failure. I'm not. And anybody in the same situation, oh man, I keep fading out of the screen. Anybody in the same situation as myself, you're not a failure. You're just selectively good. You decide, you pick and choose what to be good at. Now, if you have something bigger in your life, it's time to pick and choose to be better at that than you are at failing. So I got really good at failing and giving up, but it was all conscious decisions. It was never by accident, It's always an action that I made. And I think the same is probably true for most people. I don't find myself to be too extraordinary. I think I'm very similar to most people in that regard. Let's see. So why did I stop uploading videos in the spirit of what I was uploading previously? Good question. I'm glad you asked. I did it because I just don't I don't see a point in it. I don't think that there's anybody that can't see the world for how it really is. I don't think that there's anybody whose eyes are closed that I'll be able to open. Whose eyes I'll be able to open. I don't know if that made any sense. So I've been focusing on my family. I did get brutally attacked at Hennepin County Family Justice Center for literally sitting on my rights. I objected to the Fourth Amendment violating search that they perform on everybody upon entry, and so I sat down and asked to speak to a supervisor, and the local, or the, what am I trying to say? Oh yeah, the sheriff deputy that was babysitting the Justice Center came over and immediately physically ripped me out of my seat, took this jacket I'm wearing, and, you know, like, I don't even know what he did. He put one arm out of it and then had my arm behind me, you know, wrist to shoulder blade, which is literal torture and very bad for your rotator cuff. All for asking if I could get a pat down instead of going through the metal detector. That's all I did with him. Okay, I just stood up for my rights a little bit, and he immediately went hands on. And so, not only did he do all of that, but then, then he there was this glass security door. It's like one of those bar doors which swings from the center like that. And he shoved my face through it, hit me right here on the side of my face. I still have effects from that. And I said, dude, what are you doing? And then he said, I was resisting. And I said, resisting what? You told me to leave, and I'm trying to fucking leave, but you got you're like pushing my face into shit. And so what did he do? I'm resisting. So he literally, I gotta stop saying that word. He thrust my face into the stone slab floor for no reason. I was on my way out the door. And handcuffed me, took me to the dungeon, and I yelled loud enough about seeing a doctor that they eventually just let me go instead of taking me over to county. I should have sued, but I just got too much going on in my life. I've recorded this particular video like 10 times. I just really had nothing to say, man. Starting to see that life is bigger. Not starting to see, I've seen for a long time that life is bigger than any of this. And these petty little squabbles about police and rights, none of it really matters. You know, your rights are what you do. We got to get back to the individual. You know, stop thinking in terms of nationality. Stop thinking in terms of political class. Get back to the individual. You know, if we're going to have a healthy society, it can't be made up of unhealthy individuals, because the whole is only as healthy as the parts. And this is just an insanely unhealthy society. It doesn't matter really what country you're in. And so I've been getting away from all of this. None of it matters. None of it matters. All that matters at the end of the day is at least in my life, is being a better person tomorrow than I am today, and leaving the world a better place than it was before I got there. And I think that's very important. Anyway, I hope everybody has a wonderful spring. If there's anybody in Minnesota, let's get together. Let's start to forge a better society by being better individuals. As I miss my better turn. Let's see if I can do it. Let's see. Can I do it? I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. Like the little engine that could. There we go. So let's get together. Right now I'm headed to Eden Prairie Center. Hang out and do some schoolwork. So easy for me to do that other times. Comment or hit me up on my email, mattznickscott@gmail.com, MATZNICKSCOTT @gmail.com. Have a wonderful weekend.